All right, my friends and guests. I'm Hambbage. Welcome back. We're going to play some more hardcore vanilla Minecraft. Thanks so much for dropping by. I really do appreciate that, and hope you all are doing well when you do come and hang out with me for a bit. Hope you're ready for some more fun and adventure. In our last episode, we gathered up all our clay, and here we are standing in the rain in the middle of a swamp. And we have ranged pretty far and wide. We've got almost a full box, or we do if we put those two in there. 'Cause 22 more is uh, the fully occupied shulker box. So we have an entire shulker. Um, I think, because I'm just seeing this one, I don't know how we missed it. But we are on the brink of flying home now, as opposed to why? So I guess it's that we don't ever offhand a bow. That's why I'm so unfamiliar with that. It's catching me off guard, but we'll get it. All right, so here we are on our little island. Let us wrap up operations by grabbing out our wings and rockets. Use a full stack. And we're going to pick these two up. So, yeah, little, see, that is descending, which I believe is going to put our, yeah, there's a giant tree taiga coming into view, kind of here. And this will be the red-eye flight. We'll shoot on through the night. So again, we've got lots of practice here. Negative 34 on the X and negative 2200-ish on the Z are what we're looking to get to without losing our momentum. We can kind of glide through a few hundred feet of vertical here. And as you can see, we're going a lot more south at the moment. We're really just creeping along, but we have enough extra, about twice as far to go on the Z coordinates north-south than we do on the XY, or X, east-west coordinate. So what this does work is pretty good rocket economy. Now I'm guessing, I think we're too far up, but I just noticed that the clouds cleared, and I think that might be an indicator that we're over desert. We wouldn't know unless we dropped all the way to 250, and we're not going to really worry too much on that because we want to get back up into the stratosphere here. And now we have about 2,000 in each, 2,500 in one, a little less in the other. And we do have exciting news in RL world. Little update for you all. Um, in the great Wednesday evening, occasional tradition of uh, team trivia, or just general bar trivia. It can vary uh, where you play and who you what. So we kind of, is this our first swamp? Is this the one we already hit? Like, you guys are seeing that this is a swamp, right? We're at like negative 515 and negative 1600. That's way closer to home. But I thought we'd uh, really cleared out our. Um, Cleared out that original swamp, but maybe we hadn't. Okay, that's our end stronghold staircase there, and base should be just about there. There we go. Another nice controlled landing. Let's get the rocket away. We never did do the Phantom, so I'm going to avoid sleeping. Save ourselves that. We'll put this up. Our wings held up very well there. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's clear that. Find those. We can stash that over here. Basically just hanging out for a bit here. And I don't know if we're likely to get Phantoms tonight. That's it's worthless bow. Just go clear it. Actually, we can do it right here. All the amenities in this deal. Stash those out of the way. Yeah, so it would be nice to get a little more Phantom in play. But the more nights you go, the more you're going to see. We hadn't seen any when we were out shoveling and staying away through the night. So since they didn't seem to pop up, I don't know if we would see them while flying or anything like that. But I think we'll. Let's go. 5 apiece. See what that leaves. Yeah, it was a pretty good split. And then all the rest of you. Seems like a pretty good 2, 2, 2. And 2. Very cool. Alright, all done there. So anyway, yeah. I've had friends where for years, especially in the winter time, but you know, off and on, maybe 1 week a month or so, we like to go out to a place or any of a number of places where they're doing the pub quiz or you know team trivia. There's a bunch of different names for the style, but it's basically you know at a bar or a restaurant. Generally, like you know if it's a real restauranty restaurant, they don't want the distraction. So usually it's at you know sports bar or something like that, but on a weeknight when there's maybe not as much going on, and they'll have team trivia where you can have up to 8 people at your table, and you know you basically put your phones away, no cheating or anything like that, and you compete for you know like a little gift certificate at the end of the night from the wherever the place is that you're hanging out at, right? It's not big money or anything like that, but it's a fun activity, and for those of us that have a little bit of that competitive side to us, it's a you know a good way to be out doing stuff with your friends and still um, a little more engaging than just doing the we're out to dinner and sitting and chatting. And I've always, you know, I'm one of those people that trivia's on or Jeopardy's on or something like that. I gotta pause on the on the channels just to see how it's going or see how many of the questions I can answer. So know how that goes. All right. Well, we have finished up there. We've got a bit of a wait now while we cook some of those bricks, and of course it's nighttime, but probably used up a good little bit of that evening. Oh, listen to that, they're burning. So I think we can better use this down here to move our silo materials around. Now that we've confirmed that is what we're building, so hey, that's not bad. That's there, but some bricks, that should be a layer, and if we do those, then what am I, oh no! No. I just launched my mouse. I did it again. Come here, bricks. Oh no, what do we do? Stop the insanity. Oh, that's not good. Oh, this is awful. Oh, this is awful. Such a fool. Stop making terracotta. Get out. You're done. Oh, this is such a mess. Can't believe I forgot a whole step. I'm like, oh man, this is so easy. We're flying through this. Alright, if we do that, and do that again. Alright, everybody clear? Oh man, that was stupid. Well, why won't they make the bricks? Wow, that was a weird optical effect. I don't know if that comes through into the recording for you guys or not, but ugly. Alright, I think I can put that coal back now at least. Then we'll reload the pick. fortune pick. Now, sadly, I don't think we get any XP out of these. Ugh. It's like I didn't just rediscover all this. What? 4 episodes ago or so? We made a shovel, for Pete's sake. Alright. Slime balls away. That's just old habit, though, but still annoying. Alright. What? Why am I stopping? Alright. There's that one. That one. Really do that very well, but at least it keeps them churning here. Something to chew on while we get a bigger supply. Yeah, I had really completely forgotten about this since the last time we processed the bricks to make the silos, start the silos. Of course, through the searching around and all that, that was, I don't even remember if that was 2 days of play sessions ago or just in the previous one. But now, what do we have here? Goodness is we can build really, really big barn now. And what we may modify to is kind of when we get to the barn, depending on how much we have left, and if we, we're just sitting on way more of these than we need, the barn may become a split level affair where the bottom is brick, and then we do like a color or white or something on top. Just see where we get to at that point. Excuse me for all the hiccups and burps and all that. I put a little French vanilla in my coffee this morning, and it made me a bit burpy. You guys know how it goes. And how hungry that's made me too. It's kind of amazing. I was sitting on that baked potato waiting to get hungry, and kind of amazed at doing a few runs of these, how hungry I got. All right. Still not much more than two pop. Maybe we'll just do the twos. Leave the one off. Get these two done while we're at it. So while we're down here, though, one thing we should try to remember to do is make up some more scaffolding. I think everything that we'd had here, we ended up taking over for the darkroom spawner. And it's now getting tall enough that I think having some scaffold there as opposed to just jumping off into the dirt would be a good construction technique. Two. It was supposed to be two. 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 Well. Drop off some slimes. It's a nice break from the clay repetition. See if I can turn the right way. Oh. Yeah. So a reminder to self when you're budgeting for clay, remember that you can make a lot more bricks than the blocks that you're gathering. I don't know at what point I lost complete track of the fact that was really why I was holding out for a full shulker box. I was like, we're going to need so many of these um, blocks that will have to come back. And then getting the fortune out of them just really magnifies. Come on, round and round, hustle. See some pep in your step there, Hambbage. Alright. Lots this time. Should go for 4. We got that in us. Little suspicious that that came out so even, or I just missed a later stack that was partial. Must have missed one. I don't think we perfectly top off our own inventory and not have one left on the floor. Well, when I was preparing here, I really didn't think that this was going to be one of the most repetitive and, man, you talk about creeper farm being grindy. We're going to have a full episode's worth of clay digging. Oh, that's a bad thing. I mean, we need to do it. Need to get all this cooked up. It does mark the use I could have for a larger format super smelter type situation. I don't know what you guys are familiar with that build style and technique. If we did one, I think we'd just do it along here in parallel and then set carts up for the fuel and the loading, unloading to run along the side. Would be about as far as I would want to go. For anybody unfamiliar with it, a lot of people do it kind of in a square or a horseshoe shape, where in a space, maybe here and around and back, you'll have a number of furnaces kind of set up like this, but then where the hoppers are, you'll actually have independent rail lines. So you'll have ingredients going through here without any chests. Here you'll have fuel topping off these hoppers, so blocks of coal or bamboo or whatever you may want. And then you will have output chests, but rather than being underneath each one, you'll have hoppers and hoppered carts going underneath, and they'll shoot along under these furnaces and pull out whatever they've finished cooking. So then you just set the carts to run on a loop, and they'll come and deposit stuff back. It's really nice, and for something like this where we're just constantly unloading our inventory, it's really nice. You just dump it into a launch chest or into the cart itself if you have a stop made for it, and then shoot it on its way, and it goes and does its thing. And um, then when you need some brick for, in this example, you just go to the little dump out chest or terminal from that cart line, uh, pick up all the completed product. So it's a little bit of a time saver. My biggest knock on it is that it can add so much lag, and it takes there's a lot of time put into setting it all up and making it work, and it's not super buggy. There's a lot of, like, storage systems are the ones that really, in my experience, get to where you're, for the amount of time you use them, that you spend so much setting them up and actually making them work and going back in, because inevitably, I don't care how many times you built them or how familiar you are, you're gonna hit snags somewhere. The redstoning in it is gonna get off kilter, and you got to basically trace the wires to figure that out. So um, for me, it's really the lag. We're currently able to do this from a laptop without any significant issue. You got to see a little bit of the lag when we're out flying and discovering new chunks from the air. The world can lag a little bit, and when we first launch an episode, especially if I'm uploading another, it's another place where it'll get a bit clunky as we're going along. So that's and as I've said, I don't want to get like preachy or anything, but as I've said from the very start, this is um, how a lot of people have always played hardcore Minecraft, and um, it's a copycat where a lot of people see YouTubers copy one another, just for reliable content and all that. And so when one person has success making big, elaborate systems, everybody else decides, I need to make big, elaborate systems to keep up. And uh, I think those are cool. If you're just out playing Minecraft or getting used to it, I think there's a bit of a space for people to understand that, yeah, you can play this game without having to grind out all that overhead of infrastructure. Um, Even though we do live in a bigger, better world where you had a 25 furnace system. Well, I'm gonna make 100, and on and on and on. But they are impressive to look at, and they're really cool. And to the extent the game can handle it, it is nice to be, hey, we completely finished all of our materials for a big project, and we didn't really have to do anything of our own accord to get that set up. I think we're a little short here, so we'll try to remember we're 2 down. I know you're coming, Slimy. Ah, you made me break my torch. Look how hungry we are again now. All that for just 17 pieces of slime. Seems low. Alright, well, here we go. Final inventory bit. And the good news is, when we are all done doing this, we'll have a big old supply to go in and get started on our building. We'll check the episode time. I honestly have no idea how far into it we've gotten now. So I don't in all this clay ball fun. I think I got distracted when I realized that I'd done it all wrong. I never finished the story. Um, so my little humble team of fellow triviaers and I, we got first place last night. It's pretty awesome. First time post pandemic that we won. It's pretty good. Yeah, we're pretty competitive, especially just in the street trivia bit. Forgetting that we've got a few of these little obstacles here. The format of the one we play the most is, and I think a lot of these do that, is, excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I actually got a walk-up solicitation. I don't get a lot of those, but yeah, I think I mentioned we had a hailstorm here a couple weeks ago now, and that was a guy that was just, I don't have a problem with that, but he's doing a bunch of hail fixes in for people that got hit in the storm, and I was like, well, I have a '98 Forerunner. I'm not your guy, so I find that to be one of the advantages of driving older vehicles is uh, you get a couple little dimples in your vehicle from some hail. Um, kind of not the end of the world, and that was one I got lucky anyway. I've seen a bunch of the cars in my area at the parking lot here, and there were some that got hit a lot worse than mine did, and part of that may be the truck versus truck versus cars. I don't know. I don't know how much durability difference there is in, like, say, my hood um, than your typical little economy size or compact car or something like that. But there may be a little bit. But I take my truck to the mountains. That's why I have it off-roading and through tracks in the forest where there's branches and things that drag along in the paint and all that. That's off-road pinstriping there when you get little ribbons through the coat. So I'm not worried about pristine imaging, but I was a little surprised after that storm. I was sitting here watching it come, and kind of was out on my deck until I got chased inside because the hailstorms really hurt. Um, so we wanted to start with an extra 2 on these two just to keep things even. And then let's do 4s again. Let's hope 205. I'm not going to do that here because I think it started off, although that may have all got canceled out now. I think they're all pretty even. There we go. Whatever. All right. Well, now the carryover in the system. Stop making it. Oh, we had more too. Ground here. whatever that is, we'll just dump here. Again, very odd. Why is that like a perfect 64? Very strange. All right, now get switched. We're gonna have to fix up that fortune shovel because we don't get the XP out of it. That was out of place. Every tool with its place, right? And then, so we could have just done bricks. Get a book here. And just in time, more slime. So, the last thing I would have liked to have made was terracotta, because that's one we're going to have more than enough of whenever we do whatever excavating we end up with in the the mesa. So I think I was in the midst of talking, finally telling about our triumphant trivia night when the knock came at my door. We had, so the format on most of these goes, you have a couple rounds, right? And within the rounds you have kind of like groups of three questions at a time, especially in this most recent one. And we get the first round, it's like 1, 3, or 5 points, and you know in advance what the 3 categories are going to be. So you're going to get a question, 3 questions from 3 different categories, and then you can wager how confident you are. In the first round, it's 1, 3, or 5 points. So if you're very confident with the first question, you guess 5, and you keep doing that throughout a number of these 3 question sets, and then they get to like a halftime, right? And they tell you what all the what order all the teams are coming in at, and how many points you have. They give you the running total and all that. And usually at the midpoint, they have just a multiple part question, and you just get points for each one you get right, but it's not an all or nothing, right? Usually it's like 4 points or 4 parts to the question, a couple points each. You can get up to like 8, and those are pretty good for making a nice little jump back if you happen to know what it is. So then they have a second round, and it's harder, and the points go. You get 2, 4, or 6 points per question. So again, you continue to make the wagers and keep going along that way. And I still haven't checked the time yet. And they keep tallying up what you got, and then at the very end, you have a last question, and it's a wagering question, and that part I don't like it. A lot of people do, and it keeps it all very relevant. And you can wager up to 15 points on a category, and then you get a question. And there are these just ridiculous, like last time it was name 2 events that didn't happen within the last 10 years. And it was all these different random things, and we actually got it. And that's why we won. We got that question right, and we wagered everything. But it's an all or nothing. And so very often with those hard questions, you get it wrong and you lose. And we were a little bit lucky, but good. We arrived at an answer. There were a group of us, and we kind of talked through our options and came up with the best, kind of reasoned through, and we're pretty confident by the time we actually answered. What am I doing here? I'm talking and not 45. So we got a little bit of time. Let's go. Oh, what we need to do is the scaffolding. Let's just double check, make sure I don't have stack here. I don't. But I think we do have string downstairs, and we may have bamboo. Otherwise, we can go visit Freddy and get some bamboo. Be a quick 15-minute. Here, right? Ha ha ha. 3 should be plenty. Some string. Don't have any. No, I got the wrong box. Get some string. Now we got a lot of scaffolding. Yeah, so we'll go around and do this. But yeah, anyway, it gets a little tough, and this last night we really it was first round was pretty easy, and everybody, I think we missed like 1 or 2 parts or pieces of the total, and I think it was that the halfway part or something that we did really bad at. Um, we ended up like in a 6-way tie for 12th or something like that. It was kind of artificially. It sounded awful, but we were still within like 5 points of the top teams. So it was, and again, it's all in fun. Sometimes you just don't know the stuff they're asking, and you go home with the bottom of the stack. But um, last night we didn't, which was great, and we came back from this deficit and had a pretty good result. As a result, these are all. I don't know that we really want to go up 64. In fact, that's going to be annoying. Oh, all right, make sure we have all the ones that we're going to get. So we were at 48. Let's go up that high. And if we use our scaffold as a guide, then we'll just know when we're done. Do we think 32 is appropriate? Sure hope so. It's pretty tall, but then again, that silos usually are. And I want to have the full opportunity to maintain our roof line, or be above the roof line of the barn, and let the barn still be big enough so that we can use it inside and have lots of capacity for everything we want to do. And I don't know. It's pretty tall. I don't know if our barn needs to be that tall or our silos. Maybe we'll trim that down quite a bit. Like 24 maybe? That would take off a full 12. A third of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is going to get us up to 10. Oh, one thing I should keep in mind, I don't know. Did we pick up the tool? Oh, and we do have the bed. Never mind. Oh, and we don't even want to sleep, do we? Did I just slept. Oh, man. See, I got so distracted by that. The clay balls versus blocks, and then the knock at my door. And I seriously, it's so rare that we almost the only times I get knocks at my door that are unexpected. Obviously you got friends or something coming over, but usually that's building people coming to tell me something, or I don't know. I was fearing, not for my sake or anything, but I was worried that maybe um, police may be coming asking about have you noticed anything suspicious or something like that, or medical, like, hey, have you heard from a neighbor or something, doing sometimes welfare checks and all that. But honestly, I some of y'all may remember recent episodes where I've mentioned the sound of generators and carpet cleaning going on around me. And I think right now my upstairs neighbor and my behind my wall neighbors both moved out. I'm kind of sad. They were both pretty cool. I didn't really know my upstairs neighbor very well, and he may have been going month to month because I don't think he was here for a full year. Um, but he seemed like a nice enough guy. I'm guessing divorced and part time with his kids, and maybe that had been happening. So may have been looking for a new place to live, or who knows, whatever. Right? But he seems to be gone, and my neighbor behind me, I think, had been here as long, if not longer than I have, and that's been a couple years now. And she was nice, my age, and we chatted a few times out, but friendly and outgoing and that kind of stuff. Where sometimes you don't get those kind of people in when you don't choose your neighbors, right? That's kind of how it goes. So we'll see what comes next and how long it takes to refill. During the pandemic, the last time some of these were empty, it was a real delay. Now we don't have very many. Let's switch this out. I don't want to. I guess I can put the purple back too, because we're not imminently doing anything there. Let's check the time. I'm guessing that gets us 53 minutes. We're gonna go do a nether rack run, and maybe what we'll do. In fact, let's gear up for that. Now that I've oopsed. Put this away. We don't need it. Want those two. How is our potion box? A couple of those. Maybe an extra one. And we can leave that. I can't believe I slept. How silly was that? Right, that goes away. Those will be putting down in the what we're using, like magenta and lime. Lime got all the ancient debris, gold, and quartz. This got all the extra. The blues get the nether rack, and then we'll blow a lot of stuff up once we've cleared a next row. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take all these into the nether. It won't. And while we're saying goodbye, and everything, we'll do it down here. It won't directly help our cooking of the clay, and that was kind of why I just revamped it. We don't even have a full stack worth of bricks blocks to go there, so we're gonna wrap up here. In fact, let's talk about it for a minute. We still got a couple. We're gonna wrap up here. We will come back in our next episode. Pretty much go directly into the nether, do a bunch of blasting, get as much more ancient debris as we can, expand that whole cavity that we've been blasting blasting out of the bottom of the nether, um, see what more we can get, and then we'll come back up. And while we're processing out like quartz and all that, we may have, I don't know, I don't think we ever harvested this quartz, did we? No, we did not. So as far as repairing tools and all that, we can do all that with quartz, and maybe we'll do a bunch of processing back here. Obviously, we'll have hopefully a bunch of ancient debris to cook upstairs. We can just kind of bounce back and forth down here, but give that a lot of time to cook brick so that we can make those silos go skyward. Now, I think we will go ahead and wrap up. I want to thank you guys, anybody that hung through the great clay shoveling experience. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome, and I have a lot of fun. This is a part of the game, and I don't mind it. It's pretty relaxing and enjoyable, and I like getting to talk to you guys. So take care of yourselves. Take a nice break, man. It's been overcast, kind of an ugly day here, but it's been so much cooler than we've had lately. That pretty welcome. They had said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have all this rain," and I don't think I've seen it drop. Maybe a sprinkle here and there, but not much. And man, it would be nice to kind of wash the air clear of all the smoke. But again, for now, I'll wish you guys well and thank you. If you are enjoying this content, go ahead and drop me a like. I'd always appreciate that. Although I know it's tough to ask after an episode like this, but plenty more. And the next one should be a boom, boom, boom of a time. So join me then. Take care. Bye now.